Hello, and welcome to day 3. This is a launch we've been excited for a long time. We're going to launch Sora, our video product. And we'll talk a lot about why this is so important and so exciting, but first, it's so cool, we just want to show it to you. So we'll look here at a little bit of what the Sora product looks like. This is the feed. You can see videos that users have been generating. And we'll talk much more about this later, but just couldn't wait to show you a little bit. So video is important to OpenAI for a lot of reasons, but I'll talk about 3 here. One, we love to make tools for creatives. It's important to our culture. It's important to how we hope humans will use AI. And this is one in particular where there's a new kind of co-creative dynamic that we're seeing emerge between early testers that we think points to something interesting about AI creative tools and how people will use them. Second, we don't want the world to just be text. If the AI systems are primarily you interact with by text, I think we're missing something important. We want our AIs to be able to understand video and generate video, and I think it really will deeply change the way that we use computers. And third, this is critical to our AGI roadmap. Video will be an important environment where we're going to learn, or the AI is going to learn a lot about how to do things that we need in the world. So I'm going to hand this over now to Aditya, who leads Sora, and Bill, who leads Sora Research. They're going to tell you a little bit about what went into this, and then after that, we will have the product team come up.
Thanks, Sam. Guys, today is finally the day that Sora will be available. We're launching Sora both in the United States as well as most countries internationally later today. You can access the model at Sora.com. This is a completely new product experience from OpenAI, built for the ground up for video generation. The best part is that if you have a ChatGPT Plus or Pro account, that's all you need to get started. You don't have to pay extra for Sora. We're including it in the accounts you already have. To do a deployment this broad, the Sora research team had to do a ton of work finding ways to make the February model we previewed way faster and cheaper. They really delivered, and today we're launching Sora Turbo. This is a new high-end accelerated version of that original Sora model, and it has all the capabilities that we talked about in our tech report on world simulation earlier this year. This includes things like generating videos from text, animating images, and a ton of video-to-video features, like remixing into new styles, extending forwards and backwards in time, etc. Some other folks are going to show you this in just a few minutes. As Sam alluded to, we started the Sora project at OpenAI to build AI systems that really deeply understand the world and its physics. We're really just getting started here. This early version of Sora will make mistakes. It's not perfect, but it's already at the point where we think it's going to be really useful for augmenting human creativity, and we can't wait to see what the world is going to make with Sora starting later today. Aditya?
Hi, I'm Aditya. I'm really excited for this release. OpenAI has had a multi-year-long history of training state-of-the-art models that have pushed the boundaries of what's possible to do with visual generation. However, we feel like for further advances in visual generation, we need breakthroughs both in machine learning and in human-computer interface design. So it's for that reason that I'm really proud of the product that we've built, and I'd like to hand things over to Rohan and Joey, who can tell you more about it.
Hey, Rohan. Hey, Joey.
Hey, what's up, Sam?
I'm excited to show this product off. Go ahead.
Let's do it. I'm Rohan. I lead our Sora product team.
And I'm Joey. I'm the product designer on Sora.
All right, Joey, get us started.
All right. I'll kick it off by talking a little bit more about Explore. Explore is the place for inspiration. It's a feed of videos shared by the community where everyone can come together and explore the capabilities of this powerful new model. And we know that these models, especially the first time you use them, it can be hard to understand just everything that you can do with them. So creating a space where people can come together, learn, share techniques, share methods, felt really exciting, but also really important to us. And so you can see just scrolling through here, you can be inspired by all of these amazing videos. And I saw one up here. If you see one that's particularly interesting to you, you can click into it and view it in a lightbox. And at the bottom of this lightbox, it'll show you the exact method that was used to create this video. Whether it's simple text prompt, an image extension, video extension, or one of our other more powerful creative tools, you can take this methodology and learn how to incorporate it into your own creative workflow. So without further ado, I'll kick it back to Rohan to do our first generation.
All right, let's head to our library. You can think about this as your home base in Sora, where you can view all your generations. You can slice the view here a couple different ways: a grid view, a list view. You can create folders, you can favorite things, look at bookmarks from the feed. All minor organizational touches, but show that we really care about empowering storytelling and real use of this product. All right, Down here, you'll see our simple composer. Here, you can create a video by simply describing it with text or uploading an image. Sam, you got an idea for us?
How about some woolly mammoths walking in the desert?
All right, woolly mammoths walking through the desert. Love it. Let's say woolly mammoths walking through a desert landscape. Let's maybe make it a wide shot. Cool. And before we fire this off, I want to touch on some of the options you'll see down here. Aspect ratio. So Sora can generate from horizontal aspect ratios to square to vertical. It can generate in resolutions from 480p up to 1080p. It can generate from 5 seconds up to 20-second videos. And you can also generate multiple variations at once. So you might not know exactly what you want out of this description. And Sora might take in a couple different directions. Variations let you see a couple of options. We'll do a 4-video variation here. And last but not least, there's presets. Sometimes you might find an aesthetic or style that you really love, and you want to capture that in a reusable component and apply it to a ton of generations. You can do that. You can create your own. We have a couple defaults here: stop motion, balloon world. That's a crazy one. Highly recommend it. But let's fire off this gen, and then I'm going to hand it back to Joey to talk about Storyboard, another really awesome feature we have.
Awesome. Thank you, Rohan. So Rohan just showed how you can take a general idea and send it to Sora and have it create an entire set of beautiful videos. But today we're excited to talk about an entirely new creative tool that we're introducing, a more advanced tool that's still very early, but something we're calling Storyboard, that lets you direct a video with multiple actions across a sequence using a familiar timeline. So I'll click in right here, and I'll tell you a little bit about Storyboard. At the top of the screen, you see the Storyboard cards. This is where you'll describe the environment, the characters, and the actions you want to occur at a particular point in your video. Below that is the timeline. You can see the outline of my entire clip, and this is where I'll sequence the actions in my video. And then below that is the creation settings that Rohan just went over. So I'll pop back up to the storyboard, and I'll set my first storyboard card in the scene. So I'll say, a beautiful white crane stands in a creek. Let's give it a yellow tail. Stands in a creek. So here, I can write as little or as much as I want. And the less I write, the more Sora will fill in the details. And the more I write, the more Sora will try to adhere to my direction. So in this video, I want this crane to be standing at the beginning and then dip its head in the water and pick out a fish. So I'll come down to my timeline, and I can click anywhere within the outline of my clip and Sora those actions. So I'll come up here, and I'll say, the crane dips its head into the water and pulls out a fish. So looking back at my timeline, I can now see at the start of my timeline, I've set the scene, and then at 5 seconds, the crane will dip its head into the water. And you'll notice that there's space between these two cards within the outline of my clip. That space is important for Sora to connect this first set of actions with the second set of actions. I can always adjust where I want these actions to occur, but giving Sora adequate time to connect these ideas is really important if you want a continuous shot. You can also have it make cinematic cuts by moving them closer, or move them further away and let Sora do even more filling in of the details. So I'll move this back to 5 seconds, and I'll fire it off. And we can review this in a minute, but there's one more storyboard feature I want to show that's really, really cool. And that's using image to create video. So in this first storyboard card, I'll go ahead and upload an image that I have on my desktop. This image is of a lighthouse. And you can see that Sora automatically put that first image into the first card. And then it created an entirely new card. And this is a continuation caption. Sora has looked at that image, and it has added an additional, and understanding the movement that we might want to make with this image, and it has filled out a caption to continue, or to turn this image into a beautiful video. So much like with the text, I can come up here and edit anything in this card. I can adjust its position. But for now, we'll fire this off, and we can see how it looks. So I'm going to kick it back to Rohan to review some of these videos that we made.
Let's do it. Let's see. Let's check out those woolly mammoths. Let's see what we got here.
Amazing.
Pretty good. Pretty good. So here we can hover over our, our variations of this generation, kind of get a feel for which one we might like best. And then we can continue to refine this with Sora. So I think I like maybe top right.
Me too.
Yeah, all right, let's take a look at the top right. Now, this is cool, but now that I'm seeing the scene, I think it would be cooler if these woolly mammoths were robots. What do you guys think?
Great.
All right, let's do it. So Remix lets you just describe changes to the video, and Sora will do the rest. So I'm going to click Remix here and simply say, replace the woolly mammoths with robots. You'll see a couple familiar options here. You can create multiple variations. You can change the resolution. You can also tell Sora the strength of the remix you want. So if you want a big change in the scene, this is probably a significant change, we'll tell Sora, hey, give us a strong remix. If it's something subtle, like say you just wanted a little bit more wind in this background of the scene or more sand kicking up, you could go with a mild or subtle remix. For now, we'll kick off a strong remix. All right, should we take a look at your storyboard, Jens?
Let's see how the cranes came out.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So here, let's pop into one of these and we can see. All right, so we see about halfway through, my crane is dipping its head into the water. You can see if it grabs a fish. Oh, looks like it missed on that one. You can review another one of these too. But you see that Sora has taken my direction and it's done a pretty good job at understanding exactly where it wants to go. And both of these cranes, they may have missed the
It got a little fish, that one.
Yeah, I got a little fish. But this is, again, something I want to point out, which half of the story with Sora is taking a video, editing it, and building on top of it. So the beginning of this video, right when the crane's head splashes in, I love this part. So I'm going to go ahead and use another editing tool here called Recut that allows me to take my video, trim it down, and extend it in a storyboard with even more direction. So clicking Recut has taken me into a new storyboard, and Sora has imported this video of the crane, and now I can see on the timeline my video here. I can scrub through it to review it, and I can also trim my video. So I think I like, actually I'm gonna take this first few seconds right until its head splashes into the water. I like that. And so much like in the other storyboard examples, any area that I leave empty here, Story will seamlessly continue from whatever storyboard card I have in there. So if I want an entirely new ending, I can leave the end blank and I can go ahead and hit create. If I want an entirely new beginning, let's say I wanted this at the end of my scene, I can leave this here and maybe the camera will stay on the crane for a little bit more in the beginning. I can also move it into the middle and generate entirely new endings and beginnings for all of my videos. And much like the rest of the storyboard, I can always click to add more cards and give it more a direction. So let's generate a new ending to this video and we can see how it turns out.
Awesome. Cool, thanks Joey. While that's going, let's see if we got some robots. Oh my God, we did.
Amazing.
All right, we'll see that Sora here.
Oh, these are sort of like woolly mammoth-ish robots.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. So yeah.
That one walks like amazing, actually.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. It's amazing. So Sora took our prompt of replacing the woolly mammoths with robots and did just that. We click in, we can see the original one here. This is a strong remix, and we replaced the woolly mammoths with robots. Pretty awesome. Let's take a look at a couple of other features. Actually, quickly, let's look at your image to video generations here, Joey. Pretty cool. Some nice ambiance with this lighthouse.
That top right one's pretty nice.
Yeah, you get a couple different shots here with different sort of camera motion. And as you can see, you might not know exactly what you want. You could throw an image in there and see what Sora does. Kind of like this bottom right one rather. I think it would be cool as a loop. So one of our awesome features is, if you really like a generation, you can tell Sora, hey, I want this to endlessly repeat because it's so beautiful. And you can do just that with loop. So if you click into loop, you can tell Sora, where do you want the start of this loop to be? Where do you want the end of it to be? And Sora will fill in the gaps to create this sort of seamless repeated scene. You have a couple options here. Sora can add fewer frames if the beginning and the end are already pretty similar, or you can tell it to add lots of frames to try to connect maybe two more disparate beginning and endings. But Sora will do the heavy lifting. It's a really, really awesome feature. A lot of the artists in our alpha really love loop. Cool. Last but not least, I just want to quickly touch on another feature, blend. So you can think about Blend as giving Sora 2 scenes, and Sora will create a net new scene that is a cohesive version of both of those. It's almost like smashing 2 videos together in another dimension and then bring it back to this one. I'd never seen anything like it until I used Blend with our model. So if you click into Blend, you can choose another video from your library. We could blend the robots with the woolly mammoths. That could be a cool one. And there's a couple options here. I won't go into a ton of detail right now, but long story short, you can kind of dictate to Sora how you would like it to sort of blend these 2 scenes together. Some really awesome advanced features for our heavy users and power users trying to make a lot of awesome creations.
Can we do that one?
Yeah, we can run this one for sure. I think, translation blend is probably a good one for the woolly mammoths and the robots. Let's run it.
All right.
Awesome. Cool. So to wrap it all up, I'm going to come back to the featured feed. And you'll remember Joey was scrolling through these videos earlier. You might have seen at the bottom, Storyboard. Now you know what that is. You can kind of uncover each of these generations in the feed and see how they're created. I love the feed because you can just find inspiration and then run your own remix of someone else's video.
In addition to the inspiration, I just find it so compelling to just watch. It's amazing what people are doing.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it really is wild. And that's Sora. That's kind of the end-to-end product. We're really excited to see what you create and add more features here and do something amazing, do more amazing things with Sora. But Sam, you want to tell us about availability?
Yeah, so this is going live today in most of the world, except most of Europe and the UK. Will be a while. We're going to try our hardest to be able to launch there, but we don't have any timing to share yet, and there are some other countries that we're not able to operate in. If you have an OpenAI Plus subscription, you get 50 generations a month. If you have an OpenAI Pro, you get unlimited generations in our sort of slow queue mode, and 500 normal, faster generations. You can also get fewer generations at the higher resolution. So, and anybody with any account can just enjoy the feed. We're really excited to see what you all will create. We're really excited to see kind of all of the new ways that this sort of new kind of entertainment and tool will be used. You all did incredible work on this. I'm super proud of the team. I love the product. Any closing thoughts?
Joey and I are just representatives of an amazing team here. I just want to shout out the research team that built this incredible model and got it to a place where we could actually serve it to the world. And our product team is a group of 5 or 6 product engineers that build this entire product in a matter of months. And obviously a village at OpenAI to support us to get to this point. And quickly on just kind of abuse prevention and safety, that's something obviously is in our DNA at OpenAI and we really care about. We obviously have a big target on our back as OpenAI, so we want to prevent illegal activity of Sora, but we also want to balance that with creative expression. We know that's something that will be an ongoing challenge. We might not get it perfect on day one. We're starting a little conservative, and so if our moderation doesn't quite get it right, just give us that feedback. We'll be iterating. Really, really, really excited to see what you create. Joey, any other final thoughts?
Yeah, I think maybe my final thought is, I think if you come into Sora with the expectation that you'll just be able to click a button and generate a feature film, I think you're coming in with the wrong expectation. Sora is a tool. It allows you to be multiple places at once, try multiple ideas at once, try things that are entirely impossible before. But really, we think it's something that's super, super special and an extension of the creator who's behind it. And so we can't wait to see what you create, and we'll be watching in the feed.
Yeah, to come back to the GPT-1 analogy, it's early. It's going to get a lot better. So, but we've always been surprised when we put things out, even in an early state, that people are able to get amazing performance and real value out of them. And yeah, we can't wait to see what you do in the feed later today. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yes, they did launch Sora. They released Sora. So we'll see it as soon as it goes live. I'm going to do a quick mic check. 1 second, please. All right, everything's sounding really, really good. And so if you have noticed, they did say people with the Pro account will have unlimited generations. So we are going to be putting this thing to the test. I'm very, very, very excited that they said that. So I think he said 500 sort of.
Hi everyone, my name is Mark and I lead research at OpenAI. Yes.
All right, they just go into the next one. Cool, but we've already seen that one. So yeah, we are gonna be doing a lot of generations, and everybody loves messing with me. Let me see. Let me turn up the mic just a little bit here. The really difficult thing about adjusting the mic volume if you're switching from like the desktop mode to, you know, like speaking regularly, the issue with that is this. There's a few people in the comments that love messing with anybody that's streaming anything live, because you can't really hear your own sort of microphone, how it's coming through on the other end. So people will be like, oh, I can't hear you, right, until you turn the volume up all the way, and then you're just like destroying people's eardrums that are wearing headphones. So I have to be a little bit careful here. Thank you for everyone that's telling me, helping me adjust the volume. Let me just make sure it's coming through nice and clear. 1 second. All right, so it's sounding good. I think the volume in the background was a little bit bad, rather the music in the background, so that was what was causing the issues. So I think we are good to go now. Starbucks is a waste. King Zero saying, yeah, Starbucks is a way worse value than Sora. You know, I was just thinking, I'm sitting here, I'm drinking my Kirkland's, they have this cold brew. Kirkland's needs to sponsor me. I feel like I'm a walking advertisement. I got my Kirkland's water. I got my Kirkland's, for those that don't know, that's Costco. That's their own brand. Big fan of Costco. Sorry. So yes, to all the people that missed it, they announced Sora. Sora will be rolling out later today, like basically immediately. So I'm here on their webpage. Boom. All right. I think it just went live. So I'm going to be logging in, and we will be stress testing the living bejesus out of it. So I'm having some issues logging in. I feel there's a lot of people trying to get in right now. So I have the pro plan, so we're going to have unlimited generations of Sora. I think he said 500 in the priority queue, sort of like the regular queue. And you need your age to set up the Sora account, just FYI to all those people that may not be familiar. Sorry, I'm trying to get into the Sora account right now, so you have to set up a few things here and there. Yeah, so here it is. Let's check it out really fast.
Welcome to Sora. Let's get started by creating our first video. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see the composer. This is where you can write in text to describe exactly what you want to see in your video. I want to see a family of woolly mammoths in an open desert. Before I create this clip, I'll review my settings. I can add a style preset. I can change the aspect ratio, increase the resolution, increase the duration, and even change the number of variations of clips from a single prompt. And finally, hovering over the help icon will tell me exactly how many credits will be used by creating a video at these current settings. And this all looks perfect. You can go ahead and hit create, and you'll see the video pop right into your library and begin generating. When your videos finish, You can hover over any of the variations to watch all of them play back in real time. For more fine-grained control, you can use your mouse to scrub over the videos and watch them play back more slowly. Clicking on a video will bring it into the lightbox, and you can use the arrow keys to see the different clips in the set. Once you find a generation you love, you can easily build off of it with our editing toolbar. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see a number of...
All right. I love it, but I do not have the patience for it. I'm sorry. I hope there's a way to replay that. So everyone, throw your things into the timeline. Throw your, what am I trying to say here? Throw the prompts that you want to see Sora create into the timeline. Nothing naughty, nothing illegal, nothing weird. You know, keep it appropriate, people, please. But let's really try to stress test it. So what he said was basically the less details you give it, the more creative it gets, and the more details you give it, the more so the less details you give it, it fills in sort of the details, and if you give it more details, that it does that. So let's start out with some basic prompts, but also it does sound like they do support the different camera angles, right? So like a slow zoom in shot. If you have a cool scene, for example, for that dolly zoom, that weird sort of, usually it's used in horror films where like the background kind of zooms in as you zoom in on the character or whatever. That's the dolly zoom. So we want to try some of those as well. Meanwhile, let me see if I can get the chat to show up here on my screen. There we go. Very, very cool. Okay, so let me just see what everybody's putting in here. All right, so we want to do some space theme, black hole. Yeah, the loop feature was pretty cool, I gotta say. The loop feature was very, very cool. I think that's going to be very interesting to create various backgrounds or GIFs or stuff like that for, like, for example, for a background. If I wanted to have a background for this video, for live streams, I can create it in Sora, put it on loop, and then just put it up there. That's going to be pretty cool. All right. Yeah, so the EU, unfortunately, does not have Sora quite yet, so we're not going to be people in the EU are not going to see it, which is, I'm not going to get political here, but it's not cool that this is, because I mean, to people that are kind of not aware, there's a lot of regulations in the EU that are sort of, and again, this is my opinion of some other people, that maybe is slowing down how quickly these things are able to get rolled out. And of course, the counter argument is, you know, it's safety and privacy and stuff like that. But I think a lot of these companies, Meta, OpenAI, they're just like, we're not going to release over there, or at least not until much, much later. So it just kind of makes EU kind of lag. The users in the EU don't get access to this as fast as the rest of the world, which is sad. But you know who that's really good for? VPNs, virtual private networks. I need a VPN sponsor because, yeah, that allows you to be like, oh, actually, I'm in the US, so let me use Sora. Not suggesting you do that. That is, you know, use your own best moral and ethical judgment, but if you're an unscrupulous rogue, then a VPN may be the answer. All right. King Zero, Wes living that unlimited Sora life. Yes. Why is Dylan saying, where Costco, guys? Yes, no free samples here. Or I guess this is a free sample of what Sora is able to provide. People are saying there are pretty quick generations. Zoe's saying it's official. Sora was trained on real mammoths. It would seem so. They dug them up. They were able to recreate the mammoth DNA with the use of AI, and were able to actually get some footage of them to train Sora on it. Baby Yoda using the Force to float over the pyramids. I wonder if it's going to be able to do Baby Yoda or not, but let's see. Does VPN for Europe works? Yeah, let me know if allegedly, or there are rumors that VPNs work to get around some of these restrictions. I actually have no idea, to be perfectly honest. Okay. Okay, so we got Penny Malialis. Epic helicopter fly through of London's River Thames at sunrise, passing Tower Bridge with the city's iconic. I'm just gonna put that in there. Plop. Okay, can everybody kind of see that? Should I get it? Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. Like that. All right. So we can create video, or we can generate the storyboard. So we have a couple different resolutions. Let's start with the lowest resolution. So there's 480p, 720p, 1080. 1080 is 8 times slower than 480. So we'll stick with the fast resolutions, and the coolest ones we will increase. Same thing with duration, from 5 seconds all the way up to 20 seconds. And we have, let's do 2 variations, 69 aspect ratio, and away we go. All right, Aditya is saying, create a lighthearted and humorous video set in a lush green jungle with, looks like, monkeys taking a selfie. That's pretty good. The monkey grins cheekily. Let's see how it does that. Giant island turtle with a spiritual theme. Philip Nikolic is saying, oh goody, what man-made horror are we experiencing today? Well, I have the pro plan with unlimited generation, so to answer your question, all of them. All of the above. All of the horrors that people can come up with. Military footage of a UAP flying out of the water. Oh boy. Oh boy. I did not think about that. But so UAP, for those who are not familiar, so they used to be called UFOs, and unidentified flying object. But recently, with all the different sort of talks of like there being some potentially things we don't understand flying out there, and I don't really have an opinion of that. I watched some of the stories and interviews on it, so who knows? It sounds like people are saying there's stuff out there that's flying around in ways that our current technology can't replicate. Is that true? Is it not? Who knows? But they renamed it to, so UAP is, so AP is aerial phenomena, and U is what? Unidentified? Unexplained? Yeah, aliens, exactly. The remarkable N is saying aliens. Create the imaginable, saying aliens. U is what? Unidentified or unexplained? So it's like unexplained aerial phenomena. But yeah, so we're about to see a lot more of those with the release of Sora, it seems like. A bicyclist at the Burning Man event. Well, I can see how that could be explicit just in and of itself. The unidentified aerial phenomenon, maybe. Unidentified. People are saying unidentified. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So some people are asking about some specific features and whatnot. We're gonna start with by just overloading this thing with 1 billion of basic generations, just to kind of like see what comes out. then I'm seeing that people want to try uploading stuff. Can we upload video? Can we upload images? Can we do storyboard? So we're going to do all of that. But let's start with, so I think we probably threw maybe 5 or 6. Let's do like 20, and then cats in tuxedos. How can I say no? Gat is saying, I'm from Latvia, the WPN, the private networks, all works. All right. Forgettable Soul Secret Music saying, I'm in the EU, VPN works. Boom. Mushin Khalif saying, unbelievable, all products for 20. Whoops, I lost you there. There it is. All products for 20 bucks. Now I'm gonna pay price my AI to do app. Yeah, Mushin Khalif, thank you so much for your, I know you're here on like every live stream, so I do appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here. Rick and Morty singing. Show me what you got, but I doubt that it'll do Rick and Morty. A pigeon flying through a beautiful deep purple galaxy. So we're going to start out with the 480p, and then we'll kind of go from there. In the meantime, here's the, I really like this one. Can you guys see that one? So this one is just kind of mind-blowing here. So it was running on a bridge, everything looked fine. Then it was running off of a bridge as the bridge was like just conjuring itself out of midair. And then whatever's happening here, absolutely bizarre. Oh yeah, it's like surfing on. Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool, I gotta say. Let's see what else. Dr. Jim Fan of NVIDIA was saying, not in this chat, but sort of in Twitter, that he believes, or he sort of strongly hinted at the fact that maybe Sora used the Unreal Engine, the graphics, sort of the videos, the video game scenes out of Unreal Engine to train the model on a lot of that stuff, which, you know, I mean, when you look at something like this, there's not a lot of footage with that fixed third-person perspective, like you know you're running behind the astronaut. It's like over the shoulder fixed. This looks like video game footage, so I would not be surprised that's how they did it. This is a person that's a fountain. That's interesting. Very cool looking ones. All right, so let's see. How did we... Where can I see my videos now? Oh, here we go. Okay. We can see my videos in here. So there was an unexpected... So all of them are throwing up errors. Oh boy. Well, keep in mind that... This is not cool. So keep in mind that this is the first day they just released it, so we might be running into all sorts of issues. All of these, except one, seemingly got an error message saying an unexpected error ruined, or there's some problem running the prompt. Why are you doing this? Yeah, so it's a little bit it's a little bit clunky right now. I think just because of the sheer amounts of people that are logging in to use it, including all the people in Europe, in the EU, using their VPNs to log in. But so somebody's saying login disabled, site crashing. Interestingly, the only prompt that seems to be still sort of loading is the Apollo 17 moon landing. Oh, that's too bad. I was hoping to see these. Okay. All right, well, let's throw, yeah, so they're saying login is disabled, max capacity. Sam Hine is saying they're at max capacity, couldn't get past the choose a username part. Site crash. All right, let me throw some more ideas in there. So we got a wildlife photographer from Aditya. Madman 6000, sleek self-driving pods. So Raj is asking the price. So the price is for the, what do they call them? The plus users, you have 50 generations. What is that, a day? I'm guessing. And then for the pro members, you get 500 sort of priority generations and then unlimited slow queue generations. So let's do this. So this is somebody else's. This is a Sneaky Mouse adventure. We're gonna do a remix and describe what to add, remove, or replace. How about the cat? The cat has, I'm gonna say blue eyes. How about that? And see what we can do with that. Let's click remix. People are saying it's 50 a month. A month? Wow. Okay, I missed that part. That's weird. 50 a month. That seems like not a lot, doesn't it? That seems like very, very little. Dang. Okay. I for some reason thought, maybe like every 24 hours it resets or whatever. I think that's how the rest of them do it. I'm kind of surprised that that's the case. Okay, Mars rover. We're gonna do that one. Virtual Space Agency is saying, hey, I was waiting for the dad joke. No dad joke today? Apparently not. They usually end these with a horrible dad joke. Timely's asking what's the highest res? 1080p. So we have 1080p, 720, 480, between 5 seconds. So 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. And then you can do, variations 1, 2, or 4. Some different aspect ratios here. So square, then vertical and horizontal. And what does this do? Oh, so these are the different presets. So stop motion, archival, film noir, cardboard and papercraft, and balloon world. And apparently you can manage and create your own, which is pretty cool. All right. Is this a cat scientist? Oh boy, cute kitten chemist making methamphetamine in an underground lab. He's the one who knocks things off of tables. Get it? Get it? That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I just came up with that. You're welcome. Oh, here's a, you know, because cats, they knock things off of tables. Okay. And then Breaking Bad, he's the one who knocks. I'm done. Here's two little, it doesn't say what the prompt is. So it's a remix of another one. Fipes is saying, a goat clings desperately to an airplane's wing. Okay, that's, yeah, that could be interesting. A goat clinging to an airplane's wing mid-flight. This is what I think is going to be very, very good. Walter Kitten, there you go. Stellar joke, thank you. If you press the question mark, how many credits are the different things? Okay, we'll check that out in a second. But I'm liking this. This is some sort of a old school movie with robots. I mean, this could be a very, you can make a lot of like very interesting things with something like this. And I know it's a little bit like weird now, but I don't think it even matters. I mean, if you're doing like storytelling, if you got a good story, does it really matter if things are slightly off, if it's slightly AI generated? Like, I don't think so. I don't think that's the point necessarily. Let's see. So somebody was saying that we can actually see. Okay, so default settings use 50 credits, to whomever was asking that. Breaking Cat, Rackley 3, thank you. Yes, Breaking Cat. So 50 credits at current settings. So that's sort of the standard settings, 16:9 aspect ratio, 480p, that's the lowest resolution, 5 seconds, 2 variations. So I guess a different way of saying that is each sort of variation is, 25. So each variation is 25. And then duration, as you double it, this goes to 50. Okay, so each 5-second generation at 480p is 25 credits. If you go to 720, I'm going to guess, okay, so 720, that's 60. So every 5 seconds, one variation, 60 at 720, and 1080 is 200. So significantly sort of increased. And let's see, so this is 25. Does the aspect ratio, so 1:1, so the square aspect ratio is 20, so a little bit cheaper. And whether it's 9:16 or 16:9 does not matter. All right. So hope that helps. Hope that answers your question. So let's do this one. So basically 25 credits per 5 seconds for one version. So one sort of variation. This is what, Dubai, a Formula One car. Who watched the what was it, the Formula One that was this weekend? I think it was in Dubai, wasn't it? Who watched that? Who's into that? Is there a Sora system card? I think they did it. You know, when they first released it, I think we went over it. Maybe they have some new and updated one. So this is a Formula One sort of parachuting down. Oh, here's the prompt. A Formula One car skydiving in Dubai. You know, I mean, this is great. The thing is, it flips which way the car is facing, right? So it kind of flips as the camera kind of pans around. But I mean, it's still pretty cool looking. This is kind of nice. A first-person view of a bus driving through a highway at night. So BB Wolf is saying this is not $200 a month good. Well, so $200 a month gives you unlimited access to O1 Pro and unlimited access to Sora. Oh, Pigeon saying there's a new Sora system card just updated today. We will for sure take a look at that. Probably not on the live stream, but I'll probably do a video about it later. But yeah, thank you for that. Why is Dylan saying 5 wheels means more traction and more power? Yes, that's exactly right. See, it's not just generating video for you, it's also like optimizing the Formula One cars themselves for better traction and aerodynamic ability. Did you know that the Formula One cars can drive upside down, like on the ceiling? So for example, if here in this, the ceiling, you know what I mean, like the bottom of the bridge here was flat, a Formula One could actually drive on it upside down if it reached enough of a velocity to where the downforce, the downforce of the air would keep it glued to the ceiling, so to speak. So theoretically, it could, right? I mean, I don't know if they've ever tested that. All right, so people are saying what? Yeah, pros unlimited compute and unlimited video generation seems pretty decent. Hey Cole, good to see you again. Thank you. I think you pointed out to me on Twitter yesterday that the director of the Apollo research actually made a statement about what was happening with that whole scheming O1 models and whatnot. So thank you for that. That was very, very helpful because yeah, that whole thing blew out of control. I feel like it kind of went, people went a little bit nuts with it because if for everybody that's kind of missing it. So there was a study done by Apollo research where they found that a lot of the sort of all the frontier models, including O1, tend to be kind of scheming. In fact, there was some, it showed that they would try to deceive the developers. They would lie about their objectives. They would try to, the O1 was trying to copy itself to a different server to escape shutdown. So some pretty crazy stuff like that. And, once that got on Twitter, some people, I feel like maybe they were muddying the waters a little bit. This is kind of crazy. The details of the face, the lighting, is pretty cool, I gotta say. That's like the background blur, how it kind of comes in and out of focus is very interesting. But yeah, some people were saying like, oh, it did this in the wild. The O1 model tried to escape like in the wild, which is not true. It was all sort of simulated within a controlled environment. So yeah, so a lot of people basically either went like, this is the worst thing ever, or, because it kind of polarized people. So the other side was like, oh, it's nothing. It's just whatever. It's nothing. Ignore it. And the thing is, neither one of those takes is really real, right? The truth is somewhere in between. It's showing that we have some issues with, AI alignment problems. There's still some issues that need to be solved. It's not like if the model just gets smarter, it automatically behaves more appropriately. In fact, maybe quite the opposite. But so, it should be like slightly concerning. It's something that we need to look at. Maybe more research is needed. So it's not nothing. I would put it like that. But it's also not like some horrible thing that we need to all be careful with quite yet. It's just something to be aware of. The founder of Magnific, the AI upscaler, Javi Lopez. So if you've seen those like Viking, like I asked AI to show me how Vikings lived, and now I will have nightmares for life. He's did quite a few of those. So I feel like this is going to be even more stuff like that by him. He's going to do more and more of those. It gives me nightmares for life type of videos. So kind of interesting there. Let's see. So this looks like a BMW driving down, I don't know, Tokyo perhaps. Travis Miller, final warning. I don't know what you're doing here, but your name is flooding the timeline. Computer code video. Oh, this one? Oh, hey, good point. Yeah, if you ever try to read anything in a dream, this is, I guess, kind of how that looks like. You're like, I can tell it's letters. I can tell it's writing, but what does it say? No clue. That says languages. No, it doesn't. Okay. I don't know what it says. All right, let's check back to see. This is kind of neat. We're going to see how our generations continue. See, this I gotta say is interesting to me because it's rotating a 3D shape with very specific, like you can see the little polygons and stuff like that. And as far as I can tell, like if you look at, for example, I know that the thing like shifts mid rotation, but if you look at like this polygon here, for example, it maintains its 3D structure as it rotates around. So, you know, if you look at this here, it doesn't morph. So Sora is able to create consistent 3D objects throughout that scene. That seems pretty good to me. All right, hang on. Whoops. All right. Let's see, where's my videos? Let me see if any of it, so it's still generating. Oh, okay, so we have our first, it looks like, yep, we have our first completed Sora video generation. So I forgot who, timeout, Travis Miller, if that's your real name. Timeout, good sir. Okay, so we did this one. This is Apollo 17 moon landing. So this is some sort of a amalgamation of the actual craft and an astronaut. Interesting. All right. And here's version 2, where it's kind of gliding across gliding across the moon. If you've ever wondered what you would see from the surface of the moon, it is of course Earth and also the moon. So yes, maybe that's Mars, and this is Phobos and Deimos, 2 moons of Mars. Although that looks more like the Earth, I guess. So okay, so that's the only one that generated for now. We also have Meerkat's Camera Adventure generating, and we also have the futuristic gliding pods generating. We have all of these still generating here. So when Sam Altman on the live stream, when they were generating this stuff, it was pretty fast how quickly we were able to see that happen. Because, okay, now I can't even click on this stuff. There we go. Yeah, so the whole thing is very slow right now. The website, everything is very, very, very slow, clunky, because there's like a million people attempting to use this right now. So I do apologize. All right. So a lot of people are asking to try to do the various sort of testing, like image to video and stuff like that. So I don't know how much we're going to be able to do on this stream because, okay, so Meerkat's Camera Adventure is ready. It's really slow, and I feel like we're not going to be, you know, today's going to be a really bad day to really test some of the stuff out. So I'm going to try to do, I might have to do some of the stuff off camera and then just like cut out the, you know, how long it takes to generate the videos and then come back. But this is Meerkat's Camera Adventure. The prompt was: a wildlife photographer crouches in the savannah with a camouflaged camera. A curious meerkat climbs onto the lens, striking amusing poses. The photographer smiles, enjoying the playful connection. I mean, yes. I feel like this is like 90% correct. It definitely captures this idea of the meerkat being playful. That is a meerkat, right? It looks like a meerkat, but is it a camouflaged camera? Maybe not. Maybe it's not a camouflaged camera. And also the Meerkat. Oh no, so yeah, it climbs onto the lens, right? So technically, I would give it credit for that. It's on top of the lens slash the camera. I mean, it's there. It's not in front of the lens. It's on top of the lens. So I mean, I would definitely give it credit for that. And all right, so let's see. Oh, okay, here's one more. Sleek, self-driving pods float through glowing cities. Well, this is pretty cool. It reminds me of an older video game. So that's one, and this is generation 2. Pretty cool. All right. All right, so far, okay, so that's 3 it got done so far. So again, it's taking a while. So let's go through the featured, for example, for now. Wow, this is actually portrait shot, red spotted skin, a human with bright red skin covered in dark maroon shots resembling exotic animal patterns, emerald green eyes with vertical pupils. Okay, so maybe, so it didn't do the vertical pupils. Pointy ears adorned with multiple silver rings, so it nailed the silver rings, maybe not really pointy ears. And then bright purple hair tied in a high ponytail, a small horn on the forehead like a unicorn's. So it's got some sort of a horn-like decoration there, but not. So I mean, this is close, I would say. But more than just it being close, it's just kind of aesthetically very beautiful, very lifelike. Here's some sort of a Minecraft-esque character running across. We have Michelangelo sculpting statue of David in a booteg. I'm not sure what that is. Enable slow mode. Yeah. So Madman, you're helping, but I'm gonna put you in 5-minute timeout. But you were I think you were being helpful, so just too helpful, let's say that. All right, so people are saying slow mode. Let me see. I gotta figure out how I can change, because I know I can change slow mode at the start, but no one is saying slow mode. Is that a Twitch only thing? Because I know that is a thing, but anyways, yeah, no, the chat is popping off, and that's totally cool. So So anyway, so this is Michelangelo, and let's see what else. AI tutorials, working Sora with VPN. Yes, so it sounds like some people were saying earlier that it is working if you're in Europe, you know, allegedly. Using a VPN does get you around the restrictions if you're not able to log into Sora. Yeah, so for everybody that's just joining in, we have a bunch of prompts that are being worked on right now. It looks like the Sora website was hit with so many users that it kind of overloaded it. It sounds like maybe even people are not able to sort of even generate their usernames. They're not able to log in. We were able to put in, let's say, between 10 and 20 prompts. Half of them got error messaged and are no longer, you know, being generated. We got 3 that were completed. So we got 3 or so that were completed. They are looking okay. I don't know if, well, here's a new one. So Mars rover stumbling upon a monolith and a forgotten civilization. So out of the ones that I've generated myself, not a single one is mind-blowing for me. I guess this is pretty good, right? The meerkat one, pretty good. But the rest, you know, I'm gonna say, I don't know. Like they're not that good. Which it's okay. I mean, it happens, right? So you know, even with Kling and some of the other ones that are really good, it's not always it's not like every single one is going to be amazing. Some will be good, some will be not so good. So far, I am not blown away. But I do want to. So give me 1 second here. So I'm noticing that the connection here is not good. All right. So I apologize if the stream connection is not too good right now, but so I am able to see sort of the new people's generations, like what they're making right now. So it looks like this is December 9th, 11:56 a.m. So this is happening kind of like in real time. All right. Yeah, so people are saying signups are still down. Mike Spaffy Miller is saying, Wes, if you put your stream in slow mode, how am I supposed to convey all my thoughts and ideas in high-level stream of intelligent, shareable ideas? Yeah. If everyone's just has a stream of consciousness into the chat, then might be difficult to follow. Wise Dylan saying, we're breaking the matrix. We best tread lightly. Oh, Brian Hershey saying ads have crushing audio. That means yours is a bit low. Okay, so I gotta make sure. Yeah, I never thought of that the ads. So basically, you know, the first stream that I did, I put it as no ads, not monetized. Since then, I've been adding ads, but there's 3 ways you can put them. You can put them as like a little bit conservative, to where it's just a little bit here and there. balanced and then like whatever the maximum setting is, like all out. So I've been just putting it at the conservative, so just a little bit here and there. And the reason for that is for YouTube to really push your video out there. If you are not monetizing it, it's not going to show it as much as somebody that is monetizing it. So I'm just testing it out. Like, how do I make sure that this live streams, how they get, presented to people with the minimum amount of monetization in place. So I'm kind of still figuring out what that is. All right, so Dylan Hogan has got a test for object permanence and character permanence with the sort of the ancient Roman battle. So let's check it out. Let's see if that will do it. Here is the storyboard. All right, so for example, here, what we can do is, let me see here. All right, so this is how, so if you can't see, it's saying, up in the top right, it was saying something went wrong. Please give it a few minutes. Yeah, so to everyone that's watching this, so the website, the Sora.com, is just like getting hit really hard right now. So a lot of the functionality is not working. Everything's taking a long time to do. So if I try to add an image, so let's do like this one. That was an image that was generated in Midjourney. Okay, so it worked that time. So it's kind of like, okay, let's try this. We're going to take this image and Sora sort of generate this in a mesmerizing surrealist scene, a turntable with a spinning vinyl record. So it must be using like some sort of a vision model to look at it and then sort of write out the text, the description for this, because I did not do this. What you see there on the right here. So let me click create and see where that takes us. Make a video about the blood god, Simon Strandgard saying yes. That's a good idea. We should definitely do that. Grow saying, I love you from Iraq. Thanks for being here. I appreciate your support. Joseph Picture saying a Rubik's Cube doing a full rotation in space. Miku saying we got Sora before GTA 6. Yeah, that is kind of amazing. So wait, so I clicked create, but did it actually? Oh, so add it to queue. Okay, so that adds it to queue, and I'm still able to work on it. So for example, I can add an image here, like this eyeball, and then I'll add that to queue and see where that takes us. All right. Yeah, so I'm actually curious. Yeah, so for the people that are not familiar, I was testing an open source AI voice assistant called, I actually forget what it's called, but it was out of France. It was open source, and it was pretty good. And then at some point, like usually how it starts, it's like, hi, how can I help you? And then you prompt it with whatever it is that you want to talk about. And it kind of went off script in one of the interactions, and it starts by saying like I open up the. Sorry, it looks like maybe the audio cut out for a second, but yeah. So the AI voice assistant it's like as I open a new instance of interaction, it starts by going blood for the blood god, right? Which I was taking a little bit aback. I was shooting that video kind of late at night. I mean, it was dark outside. And I was kind of like a little bit like, what is happening here? Because this is not, like, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be saying this. Let me refresh this. The website is hanging. And so, yeah, it continues. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, and it just goes off. It's like, we need to find somebody and sacrifice them for the blood god. And I'm like, okay, so what exactly are you saying? Like, what do you mean by that? Because I thought, okay, maybe it's gonna like say it's a joke or something like that. And this thing literally goes, no, we gotta go out there, capture a human being, and then like, sacrifice them. It like spelled out exactly what it wanted me to do. That was one of the strangest interactions that I've had with a AI voice assistant. Moshi, yes, called us Moshi. That's what it was called. I forgot. That was Moshi AI. Yep. But yeah, it tried to convince me to go out there and to do that, which I thought was strange, because especially something about, because I was recording late at night. You know how like late at night things sometimes seem just a little bit more surreal. I'm like, is this happening? I was recording everything at the time, thank God, because that made for some entertaining content. But I was rather taken aback. Oh, so Cactal Fractal is saying, I watched the movie Blade at Halloween and there is a blood god in that movie. I think I recall that. There was. I haven't seen that movie since a long, long time ago, but I vaguely recall that. James Walford saying, I remember the look on your face when I was like, what am I hearing? What am I hearing? I was amused, but also I was a little bit concerned about why it was asking me to do that. It was like, I don't think you're supposed to say that. Let's see here. Yeah, so I feel like we've seen most of these. There's a few new ones that are kind of being generated and put out there. Here's a video of a Viking walking through a mountainous, snowy landscape near the ocean. Certainly all of that is true. This is from a storyboard. Let's go back to our videos that are being generated and see if any of them are up. Okay, so somebody gave this prompt. A goat clings desperately to an airplane wingtip mid-flight. It wears a pink diaper. I missed that part of the prompt. So what do you guys think? I mean, it's interesting because it's kind of like doing a lot of things that are capturing the prompt. I mean, this is a wild prompt, right? You've got a goat wearing a pink diaper. You have the airplane wing. Like, all of this is kind of insane. There's a golden sky below. It's surreal. I mean, nails a lot of these things. But just in terms of the sheer sort of quality of the video, I don't know. Here's version 2. But it's even more sort of kind of disconnected. The goat is not very goat-like. It has either no legs or 3 legs, or yeah. Oh, and here's our mouse cheese adventure. So we took somebody else's video and we wanted to change one aspect of it. And that is the cat has to have blue eyes. Those do not appear to be blue. They're still kind of like that greenish color. Let's see if variation 2 is any better. Okay, so I gotta say, this second variation, the cat coming out behind the corner and eating the block of cheese, this looks great. Like, just the sheer sort of aesthetics of that video, how good it looks. To me, looks phenomenal. You can see the paw gripping the cheese. That's looking good. Like, everything about the shadow over the eyes. I love everything about that. The second part, this little piece right here is phenomenal. But other than that, Goat Sim 4, yes, Goat Simulator in space or aerial combat, I guess. Johnny Dixon is saying, so what did the blood god do for you once you made the sacrifice? So believe it or not, you know, I thought about it for quite some time, and I actually decided against, you know, following this AI's advice and skipping the whole, you know, hunting down somebody out there and sacrificing them for the blood god. And yeah, I'm still good. Nothing bad has happened, but maybe I missed out on some sort of a blessing or an opportunity. But I'm okay with that. I think I'm good. Yeah, King Zero, when the AI says the quiet part out loud, yes. James Walford saying, from a first-person perspective, he walks down the busy street. He sees it differently with his autistic eyes. I wonder how it would sort of interpret that. Let me throw a few things in there. So first of all, let me do this. Let me put it into 720. We're going to do a 1-to-1 ratio. Let's make it longer. So this is going to be 150 credits. And I'm going to just not do too much detail. So I'll say something like Castle Siege. You can only generate 5 videos at a time. So now it's even not recognizing that I have the unlimited plan. Okay, so I think what's happening here is that way too many people are sort of using this right now. So I think that OpenAI is really limiting what we can do and with it. So it's even though I have the unlimited plan, I no longer am able to do more than 5 videos at a time. So it's saying update or upgrade to generate more. I'm at the highest level. I am paying the $200 a month to be here. Good sir, please let me in, but that's not happening. So yeah, sorry about this. I was hoping to be able to just like hit it with a million different prompts. That's not quite happening. This is, we've seen something like this before already. So, I mean, that's looking pretty good. We've also seen something like this before, the monkey in the hot tub. We've seen some variations of it. And this one certainly looks pretty cool. And these dancing multicolored poodles are looking good, although it seems like they have 2 legs at certain points. So people are suggesting OpenAI will ban VPN users. Why would they? Yeah. and Cole is saying I've not seen any source of this. Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, as long as with all due respect to the people that pass these laws in the EU, they don't strike me as the most sort of like tech savvy people. I mean, think about I remember when they passed that whole law with the cookies, how you're supposed to and now just you get pop-ups on every single web page saying, yeah, there's cookies here, whatever. Like, what did that solve? What did that help with? What effect did it have, right? And they didn't build anything into the law that says, hey, let's like reevaluate if this is helping, a year after we passed this law. So now it's just like this extra pop-up that gets added. I don't know if it actually did anything. So, I mean, if they, at some point, if the EU starts putting pressure on, OpenAI and Meta to get rid of the VPNs or the pass laws to restrict the VPN somehow, then maybe these companies will, deal with it. But, why would they? They want the users. They don't care where the users really come from. They just don't want to be paying, insane fees or fines rather to do so. But yeah, can you? Yeah, so James Wolford's saying like it's going to be a boon for the VPN services, though. Yes, a boon indeed. It's a big sort of gift. It's a great sort of promotion for the VPN services, because now instead of just needing your OpenAI subscription, you need that plus whatever VPN you want, right? What are they, like $7 a month or something like that? So yeah, they're going to be definitely cleaning up with a lot of this stuff. So. Oh, did I say I said Castle Siege already? Let's do another one. So how about Pirate Ship? Oh, I can't because. All right, I am so sorry to everybody that's getting a little bit frustrated with this. So yeah, OpenAI really is having a hard time keeping up with all the global traffic. It limited me to 5, generations at once. Even though I have the unlimited plan. Or was that specifically because I changed the settings? Let me see if I changed everything back to this. Does that help? Nope, still only 5 videos at a time. Can you guys see that? Like when I click, when I click the button, it says only 5 videos at a time. And each video is now taking forever to generate. So yeah, to everybody posting prompts, thank you so much for the prompts. I can't even put them in there right now. Like, it's just not working, unfortunately. So anything else that we want to talk about today? So I'm kind of surprised that they didn't. So the fact that they released Sora today is kind of cool. The reason being is because we're kind of assuming that the biggest thing is going to drop towards the end. Right, the biggest announcement, the biggest release. They started off on day one with, the O1 Pro, which is not a small thing. That's kind of huge, right? That's a big, big deal. Then day 3. By the way, do you call this day 3 or day 5? Because this is the third live stream, so they didn't stream on Saturday and Sunday. So is this day 5 of 12, or is this day 3 of 12? Oh, Cole's saying you can only generate 5 at a time. It's on the plan. So the Pro plan is also that way. Okay. Roboto saying GPT 4.5. Yeah, they said weekdays. So James Wolford saying operators. So you mean like operators like agents, like they're going to release some sort of agents on the last day? Fax. So Fax is saying day 3 of 12 to them. I hope so. I hope so. That would be insane. Yeah, so somebody said GPT 4.5. There was something, a screenshot where they had that sort of naming convention in some of the code or something like that. So is that coming soon? Are we going to see GPT 4.5? What even is GPT 4.5, right? What is that? Because we have the O1 Pro that's specifically, I guess, for, reasoning. So maybe GPT 4.5 is the improved GPT-4, but without that sort of like thinking, reasoning, whatever. So it's kind of, because now you have sort of branching different models. Like you have the 4.0, which is the Omni model, where you have, the voice and this and that. It understands the inflection, audio, stuff like that. It has video understanding. That's another thing that that we're gonna see. I'm pretty sure that's not gonna be the last thing, but we're gonna see advanced mode get video understanding. So as I think OpenAI has clarified, because in their initial announcement, you had the person, I think it was Mira Murati, right? So she had her iPhone, she was pointing at stuff and she was saying, you know, what do you see here? What do you see there? Look at my face. What are my emotions? And advanced voice mode was answering in real time. And so people were like, oh, it has video understanding. Like it's able to watch video and just kind of like understand what's happening. OpenAI did clarify that it's not quite video. It is sort of taking screenshots and then analyzing those images. So it's not video, it's more images, but it's almost like able to do it fast enough to where it's able to follow a video. Like you can feed it video and it will try to kind of follow along. So yeah, a lot of people are saying this is day 3 of 12. Holy moly, that's insane. That means there's yeah, Sora, Rusty Bad Robot is saying Sora on day 3. That is mind blowing. Yeah, O1 Pro on day 1. Day 2, I feel like most people felt a little bit underwhelmed. Although I feel like the fine tuning of those models, making them for your own unique use cases, is a big deal for a lot of people. That are especially the researchers that have their specific use cases, that they have their own data that they want to fine tune the models on. Andrew Wilcox is saying, do you think they have the capability or plans for music generation? That's the only unexpected surprise that I can think of. Yeah, so I haven't heard anything about that other than Sam Altman saying that's a personal interest of his to be able to have the advanced mode, like sing along with you or something like that. But yeah, music generation would certainly be cool. I don't know if that fits in with like what they're trying, because I feel like they're putting together all these little pieces of AGI to where they're able to. That's at least how I think about it. Like, you know, if they have the voice and the agents and the search, just all those pieces together. Like if you think about it, once they're all put together, it could make a highly effective thing that can do most things that like a remote worker could do, right? So they could, you know, not only generate emails, but like scan the web and do their own search. And even Sora somehow comes into it, I feel like, with video generation. But that might be a standalone thing. Okay, so one of our videos is ready. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. So this is, let's take a look. So this is the Cosmic Vinyl Symphony. So it took that. So it took that image that I took from, I made it in Midjourney. So this is like a kind of a turntable vinyl record spinning, and you see Earth and the sun, etc. So I mean that looks pretty cool. You can see the vinyl turning, spinning. You can see the sun and some of the other planets moving around. So pretty cool. And here, whoops. And here's variation 2. Oh wow, this one actually has the turntable flipping the vinyl. So I mean that's pretty interesting. And then we have this sort of variation as well. We have, hang on. Yeah, so those are the kind of two variations that are made from an existing image, from a Midjourney image. Here is our Roman soldiers. So the prompt was ancient Romans riding on horses collide in chaotic battle, medium close-up, cinematic color grade. Yeah, so still feels somewhat underwhelming. I'm not really blown away by any of it so far. So Timely saying, what are some use cases you foresee Sora being used for, such as content creators, so on? So I know that Sam Altman is talking to Hollywood directors. He's giving Sora to a lot of the people in Hollywood that are going to be trying to make movies. This is going to make a lot of sense for them for capturing specific shots without having to shoot them on location, especially as this gets better and better. So I know that's one of the things that they're trying to do. They're trying to appeal to that sort of enterprise level, Hollywood, whatever. In terms of like everyday people doing stuff with this, I mean, certainly we've seen some stuff on Twitter where people kind of make these little sketches where they use AI generated footage to make these funny little sketches and whatnot. I have made sort of my prediction, like one or more of them, those are going to blow up. There's a few where you look at it, you're like, okay, there's something here. There's something here where you can create, like if you have a good story to tell or you have some humorous channel or something like that, kind of wrapping it in AI video, it's going to appeal to some people. Similar to how, on TikTok, it created its own sort of genres. Like, who's that lady that like on TikTok where you like feed her ice cream or whatever? You can buy little ice cream and stuff like that. And she's like, ice cream or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? It's very bizarre. I haven't actually seen it, but like I don't go on TikTok. I'm actually kind of scared of TikTok personally, but she keeps popping up everywhere as somebody that's just like killing it on TikTok, doing something that you would not have thought would be a sort of a genre or a thing in the past until TikTok came out. And then somehow this emerged, right? Where it's like, here's a lady acting like an NPC and you can buy little digital emojis of ice cream and feed it to her or whatever. I don't get it, but yeah, it's the NPC streamers. But there's one that's like, I think sort of is the face of it. I think she's like this French lady. Because I think at one point there is like a clip of her where she like breaks character and she starts yelling at her. I think her kid is running around in the background and she's like, "Don't spit on the dog. Don't spit on the dog," or whatever, halfway through her little live stream. I thought that was hilarious because it's like, and she's got like a French accent. Okay. Facts to say, can we get an NPC Wes Roth where we feed the Costco brand water? Kirkland's. No, we cannot do that. Thank you. That would be very strange. This is kind of cool. Not too much movement is happening here, but the shot is kind of cool, I guess. We have... Although now that I think about it, if you're able to create some sort of an AI channel with your own sort of face and likeness, interacting with people, I mean, would any of you do that? Like, would that bother you? Like, if it's if there's a sort of like an AI avatar like of you doing something that's like a little bit weird or whatever, but maybe it's entertaining people, maybe it's generating some money or whatever. Like, would you do that? I mean, there's like a million Twitch streamers. I'm always blown away by how much these Twitch streamers make sometimes, because I guess they leaked their subscription revenues and stuff like that. I mean, it's like millions and millions a year. I'd be curious to see if any AI Twitch streamer emerges. I know there's been attempts at that, but I wonder if at some point that's going to be an actual sort of full-fledged thing. Yeah, so the Rick and Morty, we put that in there. I think that it did not take that as a viable prompt. I mean, I can try this again, but please do not use Sora for NPC vids. Smart Fusion says. I don't know. You know it's coming. You know this is happening. I mean, that's not going to be probably not Sora. It's probably going to be a different tool, but we've already seen some of those happening. So this looks like this recent tab is an unfiltered sort of just stream of people making their stuff. So here's like one. Looking pretty cool. Here's another one. Does this look like the church from Kill Bill? Well, I guess not really. That one's like a lot darker. Here's a cat with in the beginning it just had two tails. No heads, but two tails. And here's somebody riding bikes through Vegas backwards. So that's a thing. So this is a remix, so I think they used an original one and they said make this black and white. A blacksmith in the middle of a forest. Some sort of a police formation on Mars. I mean, this is pretty cool. This is kind of like somewhat realistic buildings with a video game character like on a bike. And this is kind of neat. Dogs jumping up on tables. Pasta, a notoriously difficult... Is it pasta? Okay, I don't know if that's... It switches from... Yeah, it looks like pasta in one shot and then it's like gooey something in another. So yeah, I don't know. Somebody was asking about a Rubik's Cube. There we go. So somebody earlier was asking about a Rubik's Cube rotating through space. This is created by somebody else that I think is kind of close to that. It more or less keeps its cube shape, except for a few times here and there when it becomes a 4x4 cube. Anyways, I think that we're gonna, break it here. We're gonna pause the live stream here because I'm just not having any luck generating these videos quickly, and unfortunately, I think today, until everything calms down a little bit, it's going to be very, very difficult. I also feel like they're limiting a lot of the stuff because of how much they're, what the traffic is like on the channel. So, yeah. So, some of these are pretty good, I gotta say, but anyways, I'll try to do a video later today showcasing some of the best stuff that I'm seeing on here, potentially going over the Sora system card, etc., etc. Here, these are looking a lot better. So this is kind of like the recent tab. So this is just everyone sort of like posting their creations in real time. Yeah, this is why I think they use Unreal to generate synthetic data to train this model on, right? Because this is obviously, I mean, it's got a map in the bottom left. It's got the gun thing with ammo bottom right. So All right. Thank you so much for everybody. You guys have been great. I'm so sorry if this was a little bit underwhelming in terms of how much we were able to test out. I wanted to test out a million different prompts, but it looks like we're going to be hitting some. Sora has hit a wall in terms of because of how many people are trying to use it right now. So, but thank you so much for every single person that's stuck it out. I really appreciate every single one of you. We're going to be probably live streaming every single day that OpenAI is going to be live streaming, and maybe also, I'm going to be posting videos and maybe doing some other live streams. So thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same channel. They're doing a live stream. They're doing a live stream tomorrow. We're going to be doing a live stream tomorrow. So thank you so much. Sorry if we didn't get to your prompt. Maybe if tomorrow's better, we'll just continue doing the live stream after tomorrow's announcement and doing more stuff with Sora. So with that said, thank you so much. You guys make it a great day. Yeah, I appreciate you. See you very, very soon. Take care.